This aircraft was in use by these air forces until 2005 and 2007. I believe India still use these aircraft. The 1/48 scale SEPECAT Jaguar GR1 and GR.1A. Hello, I am Kobey from Hearns Hobbies, and today we'll be looking at a very special model, a brand new release by Airfix, the 1/48 scale SEPECAT Jaguar GR1 and GR1A. This is a very iconic aircraft of the British and French Air Force. This aircraft was in use by these air forces until 2005 and 2007. I believe India still use these aircraft. So Airfix have come out with a 1/48 scale version of this kit, and let's have a look in the box. This is my first look at it. Very exciting release by Airfix, and they are now here in Australia for sale. So let's have a look. Crack open all of these sides. I've only heard good things about this kit online so far, and some of the quality of Airfix's stuff at the moment is just brilliant. So I have no doubt this will be a really nice model. So let's have a look. Nice-ish box art on the front. You're getting a good idea of this desert scheme, probably from Iraq. Looks kind of like a photo in the background. And then you've got this digital art on the top. So we've got the kit in here in multiple bags. This aircraft was a British and French aircraft that they designed and manufactured together, and it was a supersonic jet attack aircraft. It started off its life on the design board as a trainer, a two-seat trainer, and then as the requirements, they needed another aircraft, a jet attack aircraft. They upgraded this aircraft to do so, and it became the main aircraft for that role for those two air forces. It participated in Iraq, Bosnia, Shad, where else did it participate in? Pakistani conflicts, and it was a very successful Cold War aircraft for the British. When we go through the instructions and stuff, it has very beefy landing gear, and it was designed to land on NATO roads in Europe, landing on roads, just an insane, landing on dirt strips, everything. So I'm going to open all of these up. Got all the plastic here. We'll go through the plastic first. You're getting 242 parts, I believe, in this kit. It said that somewhere on here. 243 pieces. I was wrong in this model. So I'll put that one down there. And it is a 48 scale offering. The program to design this aircraft kicked off in the 1960s, and then it entered service in early 70s, I believe. Cut this bag open. Alright, so we'll start with some of the main parts of this kit. We're going to be going for fuselage, wings and pilots on these sprues. Come in here and get a bit of focus. And your clear parts. So clear parts coming in two bags. You've got canopy, front canopy. You've got the glass nose, maybe a glass tail by the looks of it. A couple of landing lights and everything over here. You're getting two sprues for each half of the fuselage in really nice molded detail. Very nice. Fine recessed panel lines, not over the top. And then you've got the same sprue here, A1. It's a reversed version of that. Very nice fine molding qualities. Oh, there we go. And then here we've got the top of the wing with some nice beautiful rivet detail. You can see in the reflections there. Can't see if that's focused or not. My eyes are pretty bad. And then we've got the underside of the wings here with some more nice rivet detail, as you can see there. We've got the tail of the aircraft, and we've got the actual rudder and everything here. Beautiful. I think you're getting two versions of rudders by the looks of it. Yes, there's one here with this part on top, and you've got a standard tail over here. Pilots look to be really nice quality moldings. There's a lot of detail packed into those guys there. They must be twin siblings. Okay, let's go into this big bag here. Holy moly, we've got a lot of stuff in this one. And it's been awkwardly pressed by Airfix. Okay, so here we're going to have a lot of detail parts. Doesn't look like a really ordnance part, but have a quick look in here and see what I can notice. Having not looked at the instructions. Oh, I'm going to put that down there. Okay, so we've got, I'll put these ones out of the way. So yes, it looks like we've got drop tanks. We've got really, really nice ejection seats molded there. Really, really nice offerings there. We've got the seat faces, the covers, and we've got some cushions. Ejection seat handles over here. More interior parts there. We've got the fins for the drop tanks. We've got all of the hard point racks here for the underside of the aircraft. Looks like we're going to be able to carry bombs on these. And then we've got a arrestor hook, the tail hook, lots of landing gear parts I believe on this, and a bunch of sensors and various parts to go over the aircraft. Maybe some chaff dispensers here. Very, very cool. And what are we gonna, I'm just gonna take that off. Okay, so it looks like we've got exhaust nozzles and various parts for the engine. We've got positional flaps by the looks of it. These appear to be lowered. These look like intake sections. I think they made up a jig for these, which is cool. We've got the towards the engines at the rear of the aircraft on the bottom of the plane. There you go. Port and starboard jig for your intakes. Bit of bracing. A couple of different parts here for engine mounts and everything. More flaps. And we've got more intake sections over here, as you can see there. You get weighted wheels. So I believe there's some front wheels, there's a front wheel over here. And we've got some rear wheels over here. 2 wheels on each landing gear. Got the big beefy landing struts here and over here. Sidewall detail for all of the wheel bays. Air brakes over here, nicely molded with some holes in them. Don't have to drill them out. And some more spine sections and landing gear sections over here. Beautiful. Last bag to finish it off with looking at the parts. Oh my god, so much plastic! Holy moly! I think this is all we've got left. Got a pitot tube down here in plastic. And we've got the cockpit nose section of the aircraft. There your cameras would be in the nose over there. You've got a cockpit tub here for the pilot. You've also got bulkhead. You've got a really, really nice cockpit instrument panel there. Very, very nice. Beautiful detail. We've got this here, gun sight, and the dash. Got some missiles over here. Very, very fine detail. We've got another drop tank here with a nice recess in the side by the looks of it. And we've got the bombs over here for that larger bomb rack I just mentioned earlier. We've got the other side of the nose over here. Just getting a look at some of those nice fine details in this section. We've also got the control surfaces for the cockpit over here with all of your switches and dials. This is a very analog plane. This aircraft I believe is still in service with the Indian Air Force as of 2025, which is this year, which is pretty cool. They're still using this aircraft. Okay, now let's have a look through our beautiful instructions. So we've got cartograph decals. Fantastic. I love cartograph decals. These are just going to go down a treat. Getting 4 schemes in the kit, which we'll go through a little bit later. But you've got the Iraq scheme here. We've got a lot of the NATO schemes over here. XX24. What's this one? XZ101, XZ118, and XX741. And then you've got all of your common stencil data up the top. Put this one back. Here we've got color diagram for all of your ordnance when you're putting those on. You've got the Humbrol colors up here. Don't bother. There's that. And then you're getting some sheets for your color diagram. So this is for the Desert Storm, Operation Granby and Desert Storm at Maharak Airport, Bahrain in October of 1990 to March 1991. Nice little scheme. A note, post 1991, after operational Granby, the individual aircraft marking on the tail was changed to a black Y, decals 149, to a white double F, decals 161. So you can do it in either one of those. You can do it in the black Y or the white FF. Very cool. Even though it did not carry an EMI pod during Operation Granby, however, post 1991, the aircraft was photographed carrying a number of different EMI pods with varying camouflage patterns. How cool is that? And then over here, we've got West German Jaguar, 1976. That would probably be quite an early model, one of the first ones to roll out and be in operational use. Another one here, 1974 in Scotland. This aircraft here adorns a 3-tone scheme, whereas the one over here has a 2-tone. As you can see, the camouflage extends the whole aircraft, whereas this one, you have a white bottom, or just like a very light grey bottom with the camouflage on the top. And this one here as well has a 2-tone scheme across the whole model. It's got a really nice decal option up there. XX741. Okay, this is looking like apply underwing decals before attaching the weapons and pylons. So there's obviously some decals that you have to put on before that. Okay, you're getting some decals for the consoles and the instrument panel. The rest you're going to have to paint up. And then you've got your pilots here. They want you to paint them up. What else do we have? Oh, there's 2 different types of ejection seats. You've got the Martin Baker Mark II and the Martin Baker type Mark III. So this is for schemes A and D, and this is for B and C. So making sure that you get those ones right. We've got some... This is just all the decals, I presume, actually. They're just telling you to do. So just being aware that you've got decals on the landing gear legs, the canopy, side console detail, ejection seat decals, and now we start the build. My apologies, I got a bit ahead of myself. So we're putting on the console into the bucket of the aircraft, and then we've got the instrument panel going in. We've got bulkhead, ejection seat being made up, making sure you're making the right one. And then we've got, looks like some detail for the landing gear on the nose. If you're building the A scheme, follow the steps 17 to 21 below and use the parts H29 and 30 as a jig. Do not glue if building the schemes. Miss out on step 17 to 21 and carry on from step 21B on page 7 if you don't need to do this, which is here. You're just going to build this. So I believe it probably has a different nose. It's got a different type of nose on there, so you have to saw that one off and put on a regular nose depending on what you are doing. And then over here we're putting in the intakes. No, not yet. No intake action. We're just doing some more gear, some gear bays, getting that all sorted and ensure. Wait. Wow, that's funny. That tripped my brain up. Ensure these holes are aligned. Ensure these holes are aligned. Okay, I'll ensure to be sure. I'm having an aneurysm. Okay, we've got some more options here, B and C, different types of glass, I believe. Putting in all this fine detail. I think the engines are now getting ready. We've got the cockpit going on to the fuselage. All this is being made up. This is the Gatling gun areas. There we go. We've got the catfish fins going on the rear. Jig, build in sequences 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each side, port and starboard, left and right, and then getting those ones straight onto the model. Preparing your wings. You may have to scrape this one off if you're doing schemes A or B. Putting on the underside of the wings. Use a peg, or if you want, you can use my favorite, to me, a masking tape to do this one. What else have we got? We've got some sensors and pods going on as well, onto the spine, onto the hump of the aircraft. Choosing your tail. It looks like you just have to use the one tail for this one. Don't use the other one yet. Building up the exhausts, the nozzles for your engine and placing those in, and then putting on some more parts down here, different vents, different hard points. Had hard points on the tops of the wings so it could carry missiles on top of the wings as well. And then we've got your flaps and aileron systems. You can do them in the extended position. Yes. And then we're going to be building these beefy gear. Wow, these are really thick, making sure to cut off the appropriate parts, getting those in at the right angle, adjust the position for part D4 and set to the correct angle. Both of those there, D4 and D5, after you've built them up. Getting all these landing gear legs in, putting the wheels on, nose gear compartment going in. There you go, the singular nose wheel. Putting on all of the gear bay doors as well, making sure they all fit together nicely. Most of this detail looks like it may be covered up, so unless you're doing the gear in rotate, you might not be able to see them. You've got this beefy landing gear down here with the landing lights into them. Pitot tube, 2 different pitot tubes as we saw, one for the solid nose and one for the glass nose with the camera gear in it. A, B and D, C, B, C and AD, they have different parts and different glass pieces for antennas and such. Making sure you choose the scheme before you build this model. Alright, classic fashion, we're starting to now get to the end of the kit, so we're going to be putting the pilot in last, and then we will also be putting, you can choose whether you want to do this. It's got a question mark, which is good, and you know, these are all option parts. You can have the safety stops in the intakes, so you can paint them up red and they go in there just to catch any debris while it's parked, so you can put those in. And you can also do the canopy closed or open. And then we've got all of the ordnance. So I'm just going to just breeze through this. You can quickly see what we've got here. Drop tanks, bombs, everything going on. You can have a full beast mode. And then you can also do the sidewinders on top. And you should have a complete model after that, choosing from a number of different schemes. This is a beautiful kit. Airfix are really kicking kicking goals. Let's say kicking goals. They're hitting it out the park with these kits at the moment. We had a look at the TR9 Supermarine Spitfire. They've got another later Mark Spitfire coming out soon. They've got another Mark 11, I think. And the detail that they have with riveting is just getting really, really, really good. So that is that. That has been the SEPECAT Jaguar. I don't think I have anything else to add on this one. No, I don't. That has been a review of the SEPECAT Jaguar by me, Kobey from Hearns Hobbies. This is a 48 scale new Airfix kit that has just been released in Australia. Get your hands on one of these today and you'll have a really fun time building, and you can just go out of the park with all of the detail that comes in this kit and have a really, really nice display model of this aircraft. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day and we'll see you in store. Cheers guys.